Hello guys, it's just Mr. P. Darrell Wood. I am doing a brief live today. I had posted about it earlier, so I hope you guys are able to join. I didn't give a time, but I did say I was going to do one today, however. But I hope all is good with everyone. It's nothing but good vibes and love in this YouTube channel. I hope all is well, everybody. How's it going today? Let me see, has anyone actually joined this live so I can get started? Let me go check and also get into it where I can, yep, here it is. So I can get started. Alright. Hello, Saran Baggins. Hello, Janice. You two are the first two here. We're waiting for more people to join. James Moray just joined. Eulogia Jean Rojas just joins. Hello, everybody. Now, I am just doing this brief live just to do a little chatting with you guys as to what I have going on and upcoming. Oh, yeah, it's definitely a quiet Saturday. It's definitely a relaxing Saturday. Oh, good. 10 of you guys are here. How's it going, Jason Mick and I Love to Tour? Now, upcoming, well, before I even get into upcoming, I've received so many messages as of late. I wish I was able to answer everyone, but I have so many. I never even expected the turnout, that I had once I decided to join social media regarding my YouTube channel. And the messages, I see them, but it's virtually hard to answer everyone, but I will get to answering everybody. Now, to start off, some of the messages were regarding the Xscape Plan Part 3. Now, that video is coming, guys. It's not like I forgot about it. I took a break from making the Xscape Plan and the hoax videos to, start researching for the Legacy of Michael Jackson series, which I wanted to push forward, being that all of this leaving Neverland stuff and crap that's going on, I wanted to try to push a better and cleaner narrative about Michael against all of this negativity surrounding his legacy and his image. And it's not right that they actually are doing all of this nonsense against him. So, guys, the Xscape Plan is coming. I actually was up all night up until this morning working on it. And I'm trying to see how fast I can actually get it done for you guys and hopefully have it released by next weekend. But moving forward, I want to also talk about the Legacy of Michael Jackson. Now, the Legacy of Michael Jackson series that I'm working on is a continuation of the Michael Jackson is Innocent, Let the Truth Be Told series. I don't know if I've mentioned that to you guys before, but I decided to continue, being that was the beginning explaining his innocence, and now is the aftermath of the proving his innocence to discussing his legacy, which I felt was a good way to actually bring more light and good to his name. What does that say? I don't know if I still believe MJ is alive. I can understand that. I mean, everyone has their difference of opinion and feelings regarding the death hoax. Some people still believe, some people don't. I still believe that he's alive. I still have research proving that he is alive, which I will be putting into further videos that will be coming. Vocalists hope all your MJ projects push through. I hope so as well. Hi Sandy, hi Gypsy, hi Lavinia. Well, yeah, I definitely want to push forward with the Legacy of Michael Jackson project, being that this is an important project. Now, part 2 didn't go as far as I planned part 2 to go, because part 1 went pretty far. It went maybe to about 7,000 viewers on YouTube. I'm hoping to actually get volume 2 up to at least 1,000 or better. So, guys, if you can, share that video, share the message of his innocence, and share the vision of his legacy as well. Concerning Volume 3, now I said I was going to talk about this today in the live stream. Now, on Volume 3, I did want to find 4 Moonwalkers that were willing to use their voices and their writing talents for Michael Jackson's Legacy series. Now, what I wanted done was to have 4 Moonwalkers write how they feel regarding Michael Jackson and his legacy, and those 4 people would record it, and that audio will be featured in the video from them to Michael Jackson and the fellow viewers and fans. So I definitely hope to get this project underway, and I'm hoping that I can find 4 people with a writing talent and vocal talent who don't mind speaking publicly as I do on YouTube, and will use their voices for a greater message regarding Michael Jackson. What's going on, Dove Angel? Hi, Sandy. I'm hoping all of the projects push through, and I'm hoping that I can actually make all of these projects happen. Now, I have been listening to you guys regarding projects, being that I did ask in my community tab recently about what can I do that you guys actually want to see come from this channel. So let me go to my community tab real fast. Where is it? Okay, I wrote, "Hey Moonwalkers, what suggestions do you have for the things you would like to see come from my channel? Comment below." I received 19 comments. Now, Jordan A says, "A review of MJ albums and your favorite tracks on all the albums." It's hard for me to actually choose, but I guarantee I could come up with a nice compilation for you guys. So that's a nifty and great idea, Jordan. Thank you for that. Now, Janesta Coleman says, "The Moonwalkers always talk about Michael Jackson Rich is a very beautiful conversation. However, let's talk about the brothers and the sisters, Latoya, Rebe, and Janet. Sometimes talk about the mother and daddy, Catherine and Joseph. Let's talk about the Jackson family. Thank you so much. I love your show. I've been missing it because I've been at work. Shimon." I like that. But yeah, Janesta, I'm working on something. I started working on something a couple of months back regarding the legacy of the Jackson family. That was the original thing for the Legacy series. Like right now, you guys have the legacy of Michael Jackson, but the original idea for the Legacy series was the Jackson Family Legacy. I started working on the first episode of Jackson Family Legacy, and the first episode originally, and I don't know if you guys remember, because I posted in my community tab maybe 5 months ago that I was going to do the first episode of Jackson Family Legacy on Janet Jackson. And episode 2 was supposed to be about Paris Jackson. But at that time, it didn't seem like that was the right direction to go, so I had switched the series to the legacy of Michael Jackson. But however, people are requesting that, and I do appreciate that. So that's an idea that I can actually continue, because I still have the archival footage that I started from that video that I can continue. So thank you for that, Janesta. Now, Anthony Rodriguez says, "How about a series surrounding the fake trial of Dr. Conrad Murray?" Now, for that would be the continuation of Michael Jackson is Alive, the Conrad Murray involvement. I had started talking about Conrad Murray's involvement regarding the death hoax in the first video, and I was supposed to continue a part 2, but started other projects. It's like as more projects come along, other projects get pushed further back, but however, these projects aren't forgotten about. Now, that would be Michael Jackson is Alive, the Conrad Murray involvement part 2, and I will start working on that as well, so thank you, Anthony. Susu Cam says she wants to know more about him after 2005. That's something that I can actually do, because there's a lot that actually happened between 2005 and 2009 that I could actually discuss. Not even hoax related, but things regarding Michael Jackson in general in that time frame and period. Cherry Jang says, "I want to see the Xscape Plan Part 3. Dude, yay, thanks." That's definitely going to be coming, so be on the lookout for that. I'm going to try to have that out at least by next week or the following week. Amanda Surley says, "Hi, I'd like you to interview and interrogate Wade Robson, James Safechuck, Dan Reed, Oprah Winfrey, Joy Robson, and Stephanie Safechuck, live on air with Tom Mesereau, John Ziegler, Charles Thompson, all there, writing everything down, and them also interrogating the lying bastards. When will this nightmare end? Thank you from the UK. I would love to interview them, but I don't think they could take the heat that I would actually put on them. And nothing in the sense of heat being I'm going to be disrespectful, but meaning there's so many unanswered questions regarding things that Wade has said and James has said regarding the things that their family members and spouses have said. And not only that, the things that Dan Reed produced for this film and Oprah backing this film. I just have so many questions regarding all of those people, but none of them would want to answer what I have to ask. Trust me, they wouldn't be able to take the heat. They wouldn't be able to come to this kitchen because they would get scorched. But if someone can arrange that, I would definitely love to sit down. I don't even need Oprah. I just want to speak to Wade and James. That's who I'd like to speak to. Being that this is their story, Dan Reed, Oprah Winfrey, those are just the back burner people regarding this story. They're the stars of this nonsense. So those are the two that I want to answer everything, being that they brought this story into light so they can answer the questions that I have in all actuality. Dale Leach says, Mr. P, MJ Oxford speech is a good topic. MJ talks about his childhood and his father and also how he came to forgive his father. It is about love. For me, it is about the real MJ and not about the one they portray him as today. Have a great day, Mr. P. Love and peace from Canada. Thank you, Dale. And that is a good topic. I could actually look into that as well. So all of these things that you guys have posted as suggestions under my community tab, I am taking them into consideration, and I am going to push forward with doing this. Gypsy Taylor says, you singing. I wish I could actually sing on this live still. I'm still a little stuffy and under the weather. So once I'm better, I'll probably sing a little something on the next live. But currently, I'm very stuffy. I could use some lemon and some tea right now. As you can hear my stuffiness real heavy. Amor Vi says, the agenda to destroy Michael's legacy. That's going to be something that's going to be talked about in the next couple of videos of the legacy of Michael Jackson. It's going to also talk about not only his legacy, but them trying to destroy his legacy. But unfortunately, us fans, we didn't let that happen, and we're never going to let it happen. And we shouldn't ever let it happen, because if no one's going to protect him better than the public would, it's going to be his fans. The MJ community, the Moonwalkers, whatever we want to call ourselves, it's us united that actually can help protect him from all of this garbage that's going on surrounding his name. Now, Cassandra Lewis says, let me click on that. How about what each song means to you in the sense of symbolism? And another possibility is what music videos are your favorite, like a top 10. I won't make it difficult to only pick one, since I know that would be impossible. It would be impossible to pick my favorite video, but I can say, like, my ultimate favorite song, even though I love all of them, my ultimate favorite song is Blood on the Dance Floor. I can play that song over and over and over and over and over again without listening to anything else. It's something about Blood on the Dance Floor that actually makes me just zone out and just want to keep listening to it over and over and over. Like, the lyrics are very catchy, and the melody and the beat and the instruments that he used on it, like, everything is just catchy, and it makes you want to just groove to it, you know? It puts you in one of those moods where you just rocking your head left and right like Michael would, you know, just really feeling it. Now, Minerva Conception says, is MJ a death hoax? If possibly, why not topics about it? Well, I'm not sure, Minerva, if you're new to my channel. I have spoken about the death hoax a lot over the last 10 years. But I mean, if you like, you could actually look through some of my old videos, and you can get a lot of information from them. If anything, if watching the videos is not enough, I invite anyone, but I do try to, answer everyone's inboxes and DMs. But however, you can catch me on social media, on Instagram at just_Mr. Then on Twitter, it's just_Mr_P. You can find me on both platforms there, and also in the Facebook group, The Place with No Name. Now, Ma Radora Yap says, hi, more about Michael in the present, 2019. That could also be done too, like a Michael Jackson news report or something. Like, that's where my podcast was supposed to be going, but it's hard to actually plan a podcast versus just going live and just discussing things with you guys freely versus having a podcast which is usually subjected and planned. Yeah, Michael's relationship with his family, says Tamara Thompson. That's something that can actually come up in an episode of the Jackson Family Legacy, where we discuss more than one Jackson in one episode at the same time, and then tell their stories intertwined, where we can understand their family dynamic and their family relationship better, as we never did before. Let me see. Amanda Surley also asks, hi, I meant to ask you, what is your opinion on the millions of people who believe MJ faked his death? I never believed it at all for 10 years, no way. But now I'm not so sure. Certain things do not add up. I'm 60-40. Who could blame him if he did? There's no law against it. He was very, very smart and a master of disguises. I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised, and good for him if he did. Hope he is alive. He's found happiness and peace at last. Plus, he would always say he would fake his death. Why Liberian Girl as the theme at his funeral? Why were the Jacksons laughing? Why did Paris have an earpiece? Jermaine and Paris know something we don't, that's for sure. It could drive you nuts thinking about it. I just wanted to know your opinion, please. Thank you. Well, Amanda, I've discussed the hoax a lot over the last 10 years, and there are so many things that point to Michael still being here with us. And one of the first things that you actually can look to is his birth certificate versus his death certificate, his passport versus his ID. Everything has different names between Michael Joe and Michael Joseph. Of course, the last name Jackson always existed, Michael Jackson together, but the middle name always seemed to vary between different documents. And that was one of the red flags right there. Also, another red flag was the whole coroner van thing with the whole, what is this group's name? The people, someone help me out because I can't remember their name. The ones that said that they staged that whole coroner van thing. And I honestly didn't believe that that was staged at all. It doesn't look staged. And if you look at the differences between the vans in their video versus what was in that video, there's no way in hell that they staged it. I can't remember their names. Oh my goodness. Or the ambulance photo taken by Ben Evenstad, Ben Evenstad of the National Photo Group, which is also linked to TMZ, who was the first to report on his death, quote unquote. He took this photo through the back of the ambulance, and the one that was circulated throughout the media was MJ laying on a gurney with some neck brace around his neck, being pumped oxygen, when all actuality, the image that was really seen through that window was more of a shadow, and you can see his glasses, you can see his face mask, and his fedora, as if he was covered up that day in his normal garb. There was two different ambulance photos that actually popped up. The one that was circulated to the public to make it believable that he was actually gone, and the real photo that Ben Evenstad actually seen through the back of that ambulance window. The memorial service is a whole different story, but I can't get into that as of now, because that's a whole different ball game. But yes, the entire family was in on this whole memorial, with the whole giggling, the laughing, the pointing. There was definitely plenty of pointing going on, pointing at someone who was in the audience of the memorial, which people were led to believe was Michael in disguise sitting there in that audience. No one knows for sure whether the two people that was pointed out was actually him, but however, when you compared face shapes of the blonde lady and the dark-haired man, you could actually see that these two people did have his face shape, but there was no telling that those were exactly him. It was rumored that he was there. Not only that, the Dave CNN interview on, I believe it was July 7th, just before the private memorial service with the family, Dave actually popped up at CNN on Larry King Live, and that Dave was not the actual Dave Rosenberg. Oh my goodness, this is a lot. That Dave was definitely Michael Jackson in a disguise as Dave. That was not Dave at all. Thank you, Sandy. RTL. That's how unimportant they were that I couldn't remember their name. But RTL was the name of that group that actually said they faked and staged the ambulance video, which I don't believe. The coffin was actually empty as well. The grave is empty as well. There's no body in the grave. Just the coffin that they actually used at the public memorial, which was the gold one. That's within that setting, but there's nothing inside that coffin or that mausoleum where they claim he's kept. I also read he was dressed as Chris Tucker at his memorial. That would be interesting, but I've never actually seen any photos regarding the memorial or seen any photos of his body after or during or before it. So I don't know, but I mean, where did that actually come from? I'm not sure. I've never heard that one. I think there were 3 different coffins also. 3 very different crypt photos. There's 2 different crypts. There's the one that's allowing fans publicly to go to. And then there's the private one that's way down the other way of Forest Lawn. There's 2 different locations. The one where it shows Michael's name on the mausoleum itself, and then there's one where the coffin is actually housed, being that they didn't want fans there to try to dig up his body, because that was a rumor years ago that there were going to be fans that wanted to try to dig up his body, which I thought was sick. I said, now, if there was any possibility that he was in there, that would actually be a sick thing to do. What puzzles me is how can LaToya say in her book, the coroner's office came for hair samples, etc., after over 70 days of refrigeration, not frozen. Well, hair follicles don't die. So that's a possibility, because even after death, if you've never heard this, that the hair and the fingernails continue to grow, but our body still will disintegrate and actually rot away while we're under the ground. So it's a possibility that the coroner did actually come for hair samples after 70 days, but however, that had to have been during that deference that the coroner's office had pulled, where everyone had to wait to find out what happened, because it was originally supposed to be like a general coroner's report is maybe a couple of days, a week, maybe 2 weeks, but this was deferred for 6 to 7 weeks. And that deference actually allowed them to do whatever it was they had to do regarding making it look like he was actually gone. Palm prints too, and gloves duct taped to his wrist. What else is there? I think there were 3 different coffins. Oh, I've seen that one. Also, I wanted to bring up something else someone had brought up to me. And thank you, Sandy, for bringing this one up. Even though I don't want to promote them, because this tour has nothing to do with anything regarding Michael. But however, it has something to do with one of these jerky-ass accusers. And that accuser is Wade Robson. Now, Sandy, thank you for sending me this photo about a week ago of the lineup of the tour that's going to be happening for this jump tour. Now, this jump tour is going to be traveling around different states and cities, but the jump tour is planning on coming to New York. Now, my whole thing is, if it comes to New York, I don't want to pay money to support Wade Robson's show, but however, I would buy a ticket just to go there and boo as soon as I see him on stage. I would so go there just to see his segment so I can boo. Who else would go there with me? Which other moonwalkers would love to go to this show and go sit side by side and cheer Michael's name as Wade Robson is dancing and make him fall on his face with nervousness? Like, I so would love to go to that audience, sit there and just boo, boo, and start cheering Michael's name while Wade is dancing to totally screw with his performance. Because it's not like it's going to be any good anyway, so anyone who pays is actually wasting money to see him. I would exactly purchase the first 2 rows. I would so love to go and have people sit side by side with me and cheer Michael's name as he's dancing on that stage. Everybody else will get applause. Every other dancer and performer there will get applause and cheered for, but Wade Robson. I'd probably throw a shoe at Wade, or maybe throw the whole theater at Wade. I'd pick the theater up and throw it at him. But I'm serious. I would so love to sit there in that first row and just boo, boo, and just start a whole bunch of noise during his performance where he can't be heard. He can't move around properly the way he needs to because he can't focus or concentrate. We should probably cheer, think about Michael, think about Michael, think about Michael. I'm serious. I'm not even joking. I'm going to buy tickets to that. I'm so going to buy tickets to it. And I'm going to make sure that I record myself booing, even if I'm there alone. I may get kicked out, though. Also coming up, though, in the world of MJ, Michael Jackson, our king of pop, this is coming up, which is, let me hit it, MJ the Musical. Now, that's coming to Broadway July 2020, and tickets go on sale January 15th, 2020. If so, I'm going to make sure that I am there. I'm there for this. I have received a bunch of messages recently regarding someone that's involved with the musical that they don't support or something of that nature. I'm there because it's about Michael. I can care less about these other jerks. This is about Michael, and this is a musical about him. I definitely need to see what this is about. It's not discussing anything regarding the bad things surrounding his name. It's not discussing Wade. It's not discussing James. It's not discussing Leaving Neverland. It's discussing Michael Jackson. So I definitely am gonna go. Wait, $590,000 for MJ's crypt, and 10 years later, still no name on it. Still doesn't make sense. It still does not make sense. Oh, and the show is here in New York. They're gonna have it on Broadway. So, you guys, if you could see that link on the photo that I have there, you can go to mjthemusical.com and sign up for their newsletter, and they'll email you updates as the ticket sales arrive, and you guys could probably be the first to get into that show. I definitely would love to attend the first show, or maybe the second show if I can't, but I definitely will make sure that I'm at this show. It's here in my city. Why would I miss it? I have to be there. I definitely will try, even though it would be wrong to live stream, but I would try to live stream so you guys can see what's going on there for those of you who can't make it. It's going to be in New York. Can you guys hear me? I don't even know. Can you guys hear me? Would be great if MJ came on stage. I'm leaving New York right now. Oh, wow. Well, it's going to be here in July 2020. So tickets go on sale in January. So I definitely will make sure that I'm there. And I definitely will have something to talk about with you guys regarding this show. Because this show is definitely going to be lit. I don't even know how else to put it. But it's definitely going to be lit. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me because I know YouTube goes in and out when it comes to me. It shuts me off. It bubbles up my audio. It just sounds terrible sometimes, but I don't get as to why. I'm connected to good Wi-Fi, so... But hello, Cassandra. But yeah, definitely, guys, if you can, support MJ the Musical because this is definitely going to be the show of a lifetime. I wasn't able to get out to Vegas to see Michael Jackson 1 or the Cirque du Soleil shows. But however, now that this show is coming to New York, I'm going to be there. Will you be there? That's what I'm wondering. Will you guys be there? Will you guys actually go to this show? Also, speaking of Michael Jackson again, did you guys see the video that I posted on my Instagram of Al Capone meets Smooth Criminal? Where MJ's song Al Capone is a part of the video Smooth Criminal. I don't know if you guys had seen that yet. I so love that song. I would so play it, but I'm scared to actually get flagged by YouTube. I posted it on Facebook, and YouTube is the only one outside of Facebook that may or may not flag, but Facebook always flags everything. Twitter doesn't flag as often. Instagram flags at random. But I posted it on Instagram and Twitter, guys, so you can check that out. That's one of the many dance compilations that I've put out there. What's the date for what, Sandy? Oh, Elaine, Florida is a few hours away from New York. You'd be so able to go. Like, take a charter flight to New York. You'd be able to go. Wait, what does that say? Hold on. If the show comes to Chicago, I'll go because that's where I'm from. LOL. I hear you. I believe it's going to be on Broadway for a while, and then it may possibly move around. Because they didn't mention whether it was going to be a tour. They said it was going to be a Broadway musical. So usually Broadway musicals stay on Broadway for a couple of years, and then they start touring it around and moving it to different locations, nationally and internationally. But yes. Oh, the MJ show, tickets go on sale January 2020. And the show itself begins in July 2020. That's true. Make a YouTube dummy account and try it there first. You know what? That would actually be a good idea. Because if I try to do it on this channel, they would probably flag it. So, I don't know. And I still have other things that I want to do for you guys. I still am going to take that visit to the train station where Bad was filmed. I didn't forget about that. I just have not had time to go since this whole new job thing. I started a new job, as I told you guys, a couple of months back. So my video making slowed down, as you see. But however, I still got content coming for you guys. And the video that I was supposed to make regarding the Bad video and its location, it's still coming. I'm going to make my way to that station and record there. And this video will feature me in it instead of just me talking. I'm going to actually physically be in the video. So I look forward to actually putting my image within my own videos for once. Because I'm not in any of my videos. Well, then again, I'm in one video. I'm in the volume 2 of the Legacy series. If you've seen the episode, you'll probably have seen my face within it. I might have to go to NYC then. Yeah, you might have to come up here, being that the show is going to be on Broadway for a good little while, so... And trust me, I'm going to go more than once if it's really good. It better be really good. They better make sure it's really, 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 really good, so I have something great to tell you guys regarding this show. Wait, the Forest Lawn site, I believe, is not far from Marilyn Monroe's burial site. I believe Marilyn Monroe was buried there as well, and several other celebrities that we all know and love. I will definitely do my very best to go. Where is the show, and where is the shithead Wade? And well, both shows are out in Manhattan, New York. So both shows are definitely two shows that I can actually make it to, because they're both out here in Manhattan, New York, and I can make it to both shows. I wouldn't even pay for good seats to even give my money to Wade Robson. I would definitely pay for the cheapest seats possible and yell. I have a good throwing arm too, so don't make me bring tomatoes with rocks inside. Throw tomatoes with rocks on the inside of them. Elizabeth Taylor is buried there. But I couldn't stomach seeing Wade's face on stage all of those hours. Oh my goodness. But I have to start practicing my boom. Boo! We are Michael. We are Michael. We are Michael. I would so be hyped. They would so hate me, his fans, of course. Wade's fans, because Wade apparently has fans and people who believe in him and believe in the stuff that he's saying. So they would so be mad at me if I came to that show and booed him, because they treat Wade like he's the king of pop when he's not. I would definitely do my best to go. Where's the show? Oh, okay. Gotta charge the phone, so we'll go now. Happy weekend, guys. Alright, you Eulogia, take care. But yeah, guys, if you can make it to the MJ the Musical, that would actually be nice. Show support for Michael Jackson, being that this money that's going to be made by this show is going back to the estate, which is owned by Michael Jackson. It's not going to Wade Robson. It's not going to James Safechuck, because they're going to lose this whole bargaining game that they're trying to do for money regarding the court system. And so is HBO. Right, somebody did ask me about HBO the other day. I have no opinion on HBO at all. It's just... all I can say is, guys, I believe HBO had a hidden agenda behind it, and it wasn't just about money. They probably had a hand in helping destroy his legacy. They believed that they was going to have backup regarding putting this movie out. They probably was told that they would have the backup to fight against the estate or fight against Michael Jackson's fans when this movie came out by the powers that be. We don't know which elites are behind it. We know David Geffen is involved, Oprah is involved, but there's people bigger than them that is behind all of this stuff. There's no names and faces to any of these people, but we know that they're out there. Wait, I read somewhere that Elizabeth Taylor wanted to be next to MJ. She did want to. Sandy says, I will join you in this way, and so will my 300-pound biker husband. Well, good. At least I'll have company. HBO is a two-letter society. A hoe? Is that what they are? Cassandra Lewis says, and it is still has that Lynn Nottage working on that, even though she believes those con artists. I'm not even worried about that Lynn Nottage lady, so in the long run, as long as she's not disrespecting the show or disrespecting his name while working on the show, I can care less. if she says one foul thing, that's when we boycott her. That's where we boycott her and get her off of the show. That's when we worry about it then. Right now, if she's not saying anything and she's just working on the show and doing her job to put together a good show, I'm all for it. But if she starts the nonsense after the show comes out with her garbage, that's when we actually push forward to get her off the show. But guys, do you have any questions for me before I wrap this live up? I just wanted to get on here real quick and give you guys a little earful of my talking for a little bit. Anybody have any questions for me before I get off this live stream? What does that say? Supposedly they can't put a name on the crypt if the person isn't truly dead because of legalities. But I'm not sure how true that is. That is actually true. Some people actually buy their crypts years in advance and have their names installed on it, but however, they can't put a date if the person is not dead. So they could have still put the name, but they wouldn't have been able to put a date. And what does that say? Please keep in touch, Javel. Oh, of course I will. My next live will probably be sometime next week, Tuesday or Wednesday, in a couple of days, once I have more of the Xscape Plan Part 3 put together, to give you guys a full update on that, and also to let you guys know whether it's actually coming out next week. So, guys, if you have no more for me, I will be on next week, Tuesday or Wednesday, but I'll post about it ahead of time so you guys could actually join the live with me. But guys, I thank you for tuning into this live, all 17 to 30 of you who actually was on and off joining. Much love to you all as my brothers and sisters on this planet that we call Earth. I love you all. Take care, everybody.